You want answers?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
You want answers?
You have offended my family.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth.
And you have offended the Shaolin Temple.
You can't handle the truth.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Radical Rant.
All right, folks. Kevin Sabet's got a post up. It was actually posted a little while ago, July 29th. Hadn't had the time to get to it. And, of course, he doesn't leave the comments open, so we make our comments right here in the Radical Rant. And this time, Kevin has taken a look at these two recent audits that happened at Denver at the city level and Colorado at the state level regarding their regulation or failure to regulate, as he calls it, medical marijuana. And he opens by saying, most of us have known for a while that marijuana has enjoyed de facto legalization status in a few places for a long while now. Parentheses, you know who you are. And this is, of course, his dig at Oregon, California, Colorado, basically medical marijuana states where, in his estimation, all you need to do is lie and fake some ailment and you easily get a medical marijuana card. I don't know how it works in Colorado. It's certainly not that easy in Oregon. California, I'll give you. All right, so he's reporting on these two reports that were issued in Colorado with regard to the regulation of medical marijuana. And here were some of the points, and I just like to rebut them one at a time here. One of the points made, and Kevin's quoting from these audits and trying to make a big deal out of it. So one of the points was, public health does not sufficiently oversee physicians who make medical marijuana recommendations. We found evidence suggesting that some physicians may be making inappropriate recommendations. Oh no. Some people who aren't sick enough might be getting marijuana. Some people who might even be healthy are getting marijuana in a state that just voted to legalize recreational use of marijuana. Why is this a big deal? We are finding, okay, that perhaps trying to come up with some list of conditions to figure out who's sick enough to protect and who's healthy enough to put in a cage is an unworkable bureaucratic nightmare. That's what we're finding out from that. This is one of those situations where medical marijuana is kind of set up to fail because it's impossible to repeal the law of supply and demand. And so long as there are healthy people who want to smoke pot, and there is a medical program that will protect them, some of them are going to find their way in. And then the opponents like Kevin Sabet go, well, see, medical marijuana doesn't work. Right. It can't work. It's a stopgap measure. It's a way station in between complete prohibition and complete legalization for all people. We've always known it to be that way. It's untenable to maintain a natural plant medical marijuana system alongside a black market. It's just never going to work. Another point he brings up, 12 physicians made recommendations for 50% of the 108,000 patients, with one physician making a whopping 8,400 recommendations. Right, and you know why that is? That's because the doctors who want to make recommendations, the ones who are seeing their regular patients, sometimes they're VA doctors, sometimes they're working at a university hospital, sometimes they're involved with a clinic that has operating procedures or insurance that prohibit them from recommending medical cannabis. A lot of these doctors also aren't informed or educated. Some of the older doctors don't know about the benefits of medical cannabis. Saying that it's surprising that a few doctors made most of the recommendations in a medical marijuana state is like being surprised that one abortion doctor did all the abortions in Wichita, Kansas. 'Cause there's only one. Similarly, with medical marijuana, there are situations in all these medical marijuana states where doctors who want to write or could write won't write. And that's where the specialists come in. Let's see. He makes another complaint here. Public health has not established a process for caregivers to indicate the significant responsibilities they are assuming for managing the well-being of their patients or for documenting exceptional circumstances that require a caregiver to take on more than 5 patients. Well, again, this is that complaint about a caregiver system and, oh, are you really giving care? Are you wiping their ass and showering them and buying their groceries for them and helping them up and down the stairs or whatever the hell they think caregiving means? What we know what caregiver means is a situation where you have a patient who might be disabled or unskilled in growing marijuana. And giving him care is to grow marijuana for the guy so he can care for his condition. Here's another complaint. Legal restrictions on registry access create barriers for law enforcement agencies to effectively and efficiently enforce the state's medical marijuana laws. Oh no, cops aren't allowed to snoop as much as they'd like in the patient registries? Oh no. Again, medical marijuana is untenable so long as law enforcement has the incentive to go after people who are healthy enough to put in a cage. They are going to try to abuse any medical marijuana registry that comes their way. The problem in any medical marijuana state is trying to keep it just a medical marijuana state. It's not solid. You can't rely on that. It's very volatile, a situation like this, where 90% of the people that want pot aren't sick enough to get it. He further continues in his typical, this is the chronic pain conundrum, right? Where he says, only 3% of users in Colorado reported cancer, and less than 1% reported HIV/AIDS as their reason for marijuana. The vast majority, 94%, reported severe pain. And that is such a Weasley way of bringing up those statistics because he always leaves out this important little section. I'm looking at the Colorado's website on the statistics for medical marijuana, and indeed, 3% for cancer, 1% for AIDS, 94% for severe pain. But also 15% for muscle spasms, 11% for severe nausea, 2% for seizures, 1% for glaucoma, and 1% for cachexia. I know I just went to public school and I didn't go to Oxford like Kevin Sabet, but my mental math on that tells me that's more than 100%. Why is that? Because patients can register for more than one condition, Kevin, and you know that, and you purposefully shade this statistic in a way to make it seem like everyone's faking a backache to get medical marijuana. I crunched the numbers on it. If there's 106,817 patients in Colorado and 100,112 of them are getting it for pain, that leaves 6,705 patients who do not have pain in any way whatsoever. Now, add up all the people who have every other condition. It's 34,392. Subtract the 6,705 that don't have a pain condition. That's 27,687 Coloradans on the registry who are getting it for some other condition and pain. You think cancer might cause some pain? You think HIV/AIDS might cause some pain? What about epilepsy? You think there's any pain involved there, Kevin? In fact, these numbers show that fully more than a quarter, 27% of the people registered for pain in Colorado are also registered for some other condition. Be intellectually honest about this, Kevin, if you really want to have the debate. And I didn't get a chance to get to the kids and the marijuana poisonings. Suffice to say, you can't poison anyone with marijuana. I'm Radical Russ. Thanks for joining us here. We'll be in Miami tomorrow. We'll see you then. And until next time, take care of each other, tokers.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it,